Ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this episode of the Dan Dawson Show. It's getting a little cool down here in South Texas, but it's cool. It makes this nice thick hat a little bit more comfortable. But what I want you to do, we're going to unwrap the Rittenhouse verdict. See, because it did what I said it was going to do. If you go back, I put up a video this morning. It should be the third video down on my playlist. After a short, so if the short doesn't come up, it'll be the second one. But I put it up early this morning, and I said the backlash from this, right? The verdict hadn't come in, right? And I said, if Rittenhouse is found innocent, they're going to know. They can no longer riot in the streets. They can no longer attack people. And you see all these leftist politicians now, right? They're coming out ticked off. You know why they're coming out ticked off? Because they know they just lost their brown shirts. Now notice in Kenosha, this time last year was burning. Now it's peaceful protest. I saw black people today coming out saying, oh, we're going to do this and we're going to do that. And he's a racist and he killed black people. Had a conversation, one of my dear friends today, I consider a sister. She's like, well, I kind of expected him to get off, but I can't believe he got away with killing black people. I'm like, he didn't kill any black people. There were only 4 black people at that riot. And those are the 4 black people. And I'm going to just use harsh language here because we're at a point in the country where they need to hear it. There were only 4 black people in that whole riot. And those were the people Rosenbaum were calling niggers. And I already told you, go over, if you want to see the ignorance of the left, right? Go over to my Facebook page, The Dan Dawson Show on Facebook, and you will see it. It's on full display. There are people in there who didn't even know who Rosenbaum was, but they have opinions about this case. And see what's happening now. All the leftist politicians are angry because their shock troops are gone. You see all these uninformed, overly emotional black people saying, well, we're going to protest in the streets. I saw one video on Fox News, an interview where the guy's like, you may have won now. You may have think you won, but you just wait. We're going to arm 17-year-olds and send them down to your neighborhood. Why don't you arm those same 17-year-olds to protect black neighborhoods like Chicago, like Detroit, like Los Angeles, like Seattle? I think it's like 8 black people in Seattle, so I don't know how that's going to work out. But you see it now in full display. And I say this, right? I say this. How do I put it? What I said was correct. Now they're having to stand down. Because see, now, for years, you've had Maxine Waters. You've had Nancy Pelosi. You've had AOC and the squad telling people to riot in the streets. And what did I keep saying during that whole time? We're going to get to a point, too, where your average citizen isn't going to take it. You reach a breaking point. That's true in all things. You reach a breaking point. It's true in relationships, and it's true in this case. It's true in politics, and it's true in this case. America has reached a breaking point. Your average everyday citizen isn't going to have it. You're not going to bus in 250, 300 people to loot my town, burn it down, then go on to the next town, you fucking locusts. Because some of you are not going to make it. Some of you are not going to make it. It's just the truth of the matter. People are tired of this. And so on my earlier video, I was actually questioned by one of my subscribers, Eric Smith, loving, right? How can we fight this ideology? And so I gave 3 ways to fight the ideology. And then walked through and explained how we were already doing it. The Kyle Rittenhouse case, perfect example. Because you notice they're not rioting. I just watched Fox News. I can't play you the clip because I'm pretty sure it's not up on YouTube because I just watched it live. But it's on the Laura Ingraham show. And they were peacefully protesting because nobody's going for your crap anymore. And this is how we defeat the leftists. See, now they know their shock troops are no longer safe in the streets. Because look what these leftist politicians would do, which is Why I now know it was so easy for Hitler to take over Germany because people were willfully ignorant. But look at what these leftist politicians would do. They would come out and call for violence in the streets. Look at the Derek Chauvin trial. Maxine Waters went across the country to urge people to loot, riot, and burn if they didn't get the verdict she wanted. It was so easy for Hitler. Remember, it wasn't just Hitler. Hitler had a whole menagerie of brilliant speakers who could influence people. Now, the only thing that's missing from the left is they don't have brilliant people. Hell, I lost a dear friend today. Sad, but guess what? Happened in The Sound of Music, it's happening now. You're going to lose friends and family. It's just how it is. If I lose you, I lose you. I really don't care. It is what it is. Because the country's at a point to where if we continue down this path, there's no turning back. And probably, I'm going to say this, right? Even old senile men recognize this. You know how I know? Because Joe Biden just came out today after he got out of his whatever medical procedure he was getting done. And he said, hey, I trust in the jury system. I didn't get to watch the trial, but whatever verdict they come out with, I support. I support people's right to peacefully protest. And this was on CNN. It was a news article because I was actually going to do this show on the news article. Then I figured it's not worth me reading. They asked, well, you called him a white supremacist. Do you still stand by that? Hell no, that's not coming back out. It's not coming back out because how embarrassing is it going to be for the president of the United States to get sued and beaten by a 17 or 18-year-old kid? They're going to settle. You'll never hear about it again. I guarantee it. Kyle will be a very rich man. Might have to call him to borrow some money. But it's just what I said about conducting warfare. And we're in a cultural war. We're fighting for the state of the culture. But we have the necessary tools and everything's coming in place, so it's not really a bother to me. And then the Rittenhouse verdict today just proved my point. But I'm telling you, I saw today, there's still black people who believe that Kyle Rittenhouse killed black people when he didn't. He killed the man that was calling the black people niggers. Imagine that. Hell, next year, Kyle Rittenhouse should be speaking at the NAACP conference. If you really want to be real about it, if you really want to get into it. But I just thought I'd put this out there. It's my take on it. If you, like I said, go to the Dan Dawson show Facebook page, and you'll see how I fight leftists. Now, I'm telling you what's going to happen, because this is what happened to me, and you can see it clearly in the quotes. Not all the messages are up there, because this is what happened on the Facebook feed. As I was responding to people, and I'm trying to get screenshots, she took it down. Because I assume one of them came out and said the N-word. I don't know that for sure. I'm going to assume that. I didn't see it, but the post immediately went down once it got heated. Because I have people coming on here, you motherfucker, and fuck you, and blah. But they brought no facts, because that's what they do. It's all emotion. Doesn't bother me. I don't care, because I'm just going to hit you back harder. It's like Nikki from, what was the movie? The one in Vegas. Forget the name of it. He goes, if you hit Nikki, he just hits you harder. If you hit him with a bat, he's coming back. Or if you beat him up, he's coming back with a bat. You beat him with a bat, he's coming back with a knife. That's just kind of how you have to be. You have facts on your side, use them. That's what I did today. Hey, lost a couple of friends. Oh, well, nobody cares. It's what happens. Because at the end of the day, the truth is more important. And I want you to go back and use The Sound of Music as your guide as to what you should do with everything that's going on right now. Because we're at that point. There are open skirmishes in the street. Well, maybe not so much anymore. But there's so many willfully ignorant people out there who have no idea what's going on. who had no idea what was going on with this case. You have black people out there right now screaming racism. You have Joanne Reed doing it. And they're leading. They're the Pied Pipers, right? They're the Pied Pipers. And they're the ones doing the leading. They're going to keep on the race narrative. We have to get away from the race narrative. Hit them with facts. If they fall by the wayside, they fall by the wayside. You can't save everyone. It's like being on a sinking cruise ship. You have two people screaming for help. And you have one person you're trying to save who's fighting you. Go to the two people, let them be. It is what it is. But I just wanted to put that out there. My take on the Kyle Rittenhouse verdict. It does have a direct impact on everybody. And this verdict may have just changed the nature of rioters and looters for a long time. So now, you come into my storefront threatening me, I'm going to put you down. Because see, there's some of us out there that don't have the conscience of this young kid. Some of us combat veterans who started businesses. You're not going to destroy my business. I'd rather for you to eat it first. But hey, it is what it is. I don't have a storefront, so you would literally like have to be in my, I don't know, my hat, I guess. I don't know. But that just is what it is. I mean, and it was a good verdict. Glad he was found not guilty. I'm saying all kind of comments on it. And what I want you to do is just tonight, be silent. Be silent, unless you feel you have to say something. But look at what your leftist friends are saying. Look at their Facebook posts. Look at how ignorant they are. If you feel like you have to say something, say it. If not, just revel in their ignorance. We could try to educate people. Not everybody wants to be educated. Not everybody wants to be educated. It would be like a teacher having a promising student. The student just doesn't want to learn. The student just does not want to learn. It kind of is what it is. But yeah. So, like I said, I told you guys how we're going to fight this war. The marching orders are out there. Go watch my other video, find out what the marching orders are, and let's get this. Like, subscribe, share. And as always, especially in these times, do what you got to do.